It's about time, it's about time. Well, hello and welcome to this week's vlog. I told you, they're coming once a week. I'm on it like a car bonnet. And talking of car bonnets, I'm actually in my car. I had planned to film outside, but it's been raining and it's been horrible weather. But I'm actually, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see very often that I end up doing writing in a lay-by at the top of a hill. So this is my writing office. I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what it looks like. Okay, so here we are. It's a lay-by at the top of a hill, not far from where I live. It has a really gorgeous view, obviously not through a car window, but it's raining, so I can't really show you the main thing. But it's just lovely, and you get a few cars coming past, as you can see, but not too many. And it's just really, really beautiful. Flo still occasionally has a sleep at about, if I'm driving at about sort of 4 o'clock-ish, she still has a little bit of a sleep. And so if she falls asleep in the back, you can see her. There's her car seat there. She's at nursery at the moment. But yeah, if she falls asleep in the back, then I can get sometimes I can get half an hour writing. And particularly now it's starting to get darker as well, because I've got my iPad. It doesn't matter because it's lit up. And I tend to do a bit of writing here. So this is my writing office. So I have some questions this week. Hooray! This is how my vlog works best, is to ask me a question. Anything that you want to know about writing, editing, publishing, whatever, you can ask me. First question this week is from Joanne Mallory. Hi Joanne, lovely to meet you and thank you very much for your question. Joanne has a book coming out next year but didn't give me the title, so tell me what the title is and I'll tell everybody in the next vlog. And her book is on NetGalley, so she's starting to get reviews and she wants to know, how do you keep sane during reviews? Well, I'm probably quite controversial really. I don't read reviews. It's lovely to have, I get reviews from, you know, lovely book bloggers. There's a few book bloggers that I will look to see what they think, because I think that's interesting and I feel like I can learn something from it. But things like NetGalley reviews, Goodreads reviews, Amazon reviews, they don't help me when I'm writing. In fact, if anything, they give me something else to obsess about. So I actually don't read them. For me, the most important thing is to make a story that I'm proud of, and you know, readers do get back to me and I get lovely messages on Twitter from people saying what they like and didn't like about the books, and I find that useful. I think just reading reviews, it can work two ways. However much you say you're going looking for the good ones, you'll end up focusing on the bad ones and that'll be all you think about, and I just find that just stops me writing. So I don't read them. And the world has been a happier place since I stopped reading them. So I hope that answers your question. Next question is from Kelly Cook. Hello, Kelly. Thank you very much for your lovely question. She wants to know, who's my favourite character in Gilmore Girls? You may have noticed if you follow me on Twitter, I'm ever so slightly obsessed with Gilmore Girls. Have been for a long time. Still am. Can't wait for the new episodes. I'm so excited. I love Lorelai. Obviously, I think everybody wants to be Lorelai. Just the comeback she comes with and the things that she says are brilliant. I really like Lane. I think Lane is brilliant, especially in the later series when she kind of gets a bit more of a storyline of her own. And I love her outlook on life, and also Miss Patty, because what's not to love about Miss Patty? So I hope that answers your question. And the last question this week is from lovely Helen Redfern, who is the new editor of Novelicious. Hi Helen, thanks so much for your lovely question. Helen is currently doing her own vlog, so I will put a link in the bio so you can follow her vlogs. It's really good. She's editing her novel and she's vlogging about editing her novel. And so she wants to know what my process was for editing Searching for a Silver Lining, because as many of you know, at the start of the year I literally blew the book to bits and brought it back together again. So I'm going to show you the book that helped me, and I'm also going to show you the notebook that I kept at the time. So I said I would show you the book that really helped me when I was editing Searching for a Silver Lining, and it helped me to the point where Bob used to tell me off for hugging it, because it gave me such a good framework for the book to go back and edit it and make sure that it was working. And it's this one, which is Screenwriting Tips for Authors or Stealing Hollywood by Alexandra Sokoloff, and it's absolutely amazing, and I would absolutely recommend this if you're editing your book and you want to get it into a really good shape and make sure that it has really good pace and that you're really thinking about it. The thing for me, was really to sort of get all those things in my head, to get all the elements of what I wanted my story to be packed in my head, because I felt I didn't have enough of that. So I use that. It has a great it's just really brilliant about teaching about structure and what works, and you know, things to bear in mind in making every scene count, which is something that you kind of have to do in editing, and it's really quite hard. So here is my notebook for searching for a silver lining, and it was using the points from the Stealing Hollywood book that really helped me to plot out what was happening where. So this is a word, these are page counts actually, so 0 to 99, 100 to 199, and that. So, and it was the different acts of the book and kind of what was happening, but also looking at what the key points were, as you see, post-it notes, and really kind of, I actually ended up sort of writing it out longhand how the road trip comes about, because I changed that from the original, so that it was more of kind of Matty's idea, and then Reenie kind of takes over, changed some things, ticking clocks, something that's really important. So you have shocks in there and roadblocks, and I literally went and I wrote it out longhand. So this is looking at Matty and lovely Gil, who's the club owner, and you know, they may or may not have a bit of a romance going on, but kind of all the reasons why they should be together, and then kind of the different stages that they were meeting and what happens and what goes on. And so it's probably a touch of overkill, maybe you could say, but for me it was getting all of those things in my head so that I really understood the book, and once I'd done that, it was then really easy to go and edit it, and this was kind of the master list of what happened and what goes on where. So I think the most important thing from an editing point of view was to get the story in my head. I felt like I'd written it in a blur. I wrote the first draft really quickly, and I didn't really, my head wasn't stuffed enough with the story, and so that was why I made so many handwritten notes, because it really helped me to focus on what was important, what the characters were, you know, were about, who the main characters were, what they were doing, and I felt like I had to literally be eating, drinking, sleeping my characters, which I hadn't been. Also to make sure that every single character, every single scene served the story. It moved the story forward. It tells readers something about those characters. There's no dead wood, because with it being a road trip book, you need it to move, and it helped to kind of be sticking to a really straight, you know, very, very clearly defined structure. That helped me then to make sure that I could make as much as possible of each of those characters, so that when you read the book it feels really well rounded. And I think it's my most successful in terms of creating a story that is a proper page turner. So I hope that answers your question. So what have I been up to this week? Well, I'm writing book 9. It's a properly romantic story, and I can't wait to share it with you. I'm loving writing it. It's been quite a while since I've written a first draft that I just can't wait to get back to, and that's what I feel like with this one. Searching for a Silver Lining is still out there. If you enjoyed it, please tell somebody else. Maybe think about it as a Christmas present. You know, I have to do a plug. This is what's going to happen. I would love as many people as possible to read it. If you know any film directors, pass it to them. But yeah, I think especially at the moment with everything that's going on, I think people need feel-good stories. And so what I'm hoping is that, you know, people will pick this up and it will give people just a bit of a giggle and a sense of hope, because let's face it, I think we need it at the moment. So that's it for this week. Do you have a question that you'd like me to answer next week in the vlog, because they are coming once a week? All you need to do is leave a comment in the box below this vlog. You can email me MirandaWordy@gmail.com, tweet me at Wordsmith. I'm also Wordsmith on Instagram, so you can leave a message there. You can send me a message on Facebook, Miranda Dickinson author, and of course subscribe to my channel here, so you make sure that you never miss a MirandaWrites vlog. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you soon. Bye. It's about time.